The wait is finally over. After 4 years, the world unites for its biggest sporting tournament. And for this momentous occasion, I am making my World Cup prediction, my official World Cup prediction. This will turn out to be the most accurate prediction anyone will have of the 2026 World Cup. So if you're interested on making some money, bet on all these picks and strap in because this is going to be a long one. Let's go. So the world's greatest tournament starts in 9 days, June 11th, and I still haven't made my prediction video because I really wanted to wait till the very end to make this prediction. You know, this is a very big deal, and I take my role in the sport very seriously as a real analysis of the sport, and somebody like if I make a decision and I say something's gonna happen, I want you to bet your money on it and you make a profit. So that's like my goal here. My prediction. You need to put your money on all these things that I say, because this is very, very smart. This is very well thought out of. There will be no bias in this video whatsoever. It'll just be what I have seen over the year of football that we've had, or the last 4 years, and everything that's been going on. So take this very, very seriously. If you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. And yeah, let's get straight into this, bro. Group A. I feel like this is a group that could be kind of rough. Czechia only have like one player, and it's Patrick Schick, but like who gives a fuck? I think Mexico's favorites to top the group, and then after that, I would say South Korea. They have some good players, and then Czech Republic, and then South Africa. I'd have no clue who starts in that South Africa team, but this is the group. This is the group in my opinion. If I were to go off terms of talent, yeah, I just see Mexico beating all these teams. I think the toughest one will be Korea, but I think this is a pretty clear group for Mexico to win. That would be a surprise, especially since they're playing at home. They'll be playing in front of their country. They will have something to improve here, so I believe they will top that. For Group B, Canada, Qatar, Switzerland, and Bosnia. Now, I think the obvious fourth place is Qatar here. They hosted the World Cup 4 years ago, and they bottomed their group. They were the first World Cup country in it. They were the first host nation in history to lose the opening match of the tournament. Yeah, it was pretty damn terrible, and they just had a bad showing, bro. So I don't believe that they will have a good tournament. I'm surprised that they made it back here again, to be honest. The only reason why they competed in the last one was because they hosted it, so they've obviously done a good job at getting back into this position. But if I were to say how I think this is gonna go, I would say Switzerland top it. Canada and Bosnia, this is where it gets a bit rough, bro. This is where it gets a bit rough. Bosnia is a talented team. They have good players. They've shocked everybody by knocking Italy out of the World Cup in the qualification playoff game. But Canada's a host nation, and they have a lot to prove. So I'm gonna go Canada. And then Bosnia, then Qatar. I think Qatar is going to go straight out. Remember, some of the third place teams advance into the next round as well, so remember that. Group C, Brazil, Morocco, Haiti, and Scotland. I think obviously, like on a talent level, it goes Brazil, Morocco, Scotland, and Haiti. Haiti's a small country. They've done a very good job to even get to this tournament, bro. They are a very small country that have had it's rough patches over the past 20 years, and I'm happy for them as a nation getting to this tournament, but I feel like it's pretty obvious they will get dumped out of this group. This is probably the toughest group in the whole tournament, or one of the toughest. The only one here that I see competing with this is like Spain, Uruguay, and Colombia, Portugal, and the final group with Croatia, England, Ghana, and Panama is pretty good. Actually, there's good groups everywhere, man. People have been saying that there's not going to be any groups of death or whatever. The group stages are going to be dead. I see competitive games everywhere, man. The only one that I see is like pretty easy is Group G for Belgium. But anyways, I think Brazil's going to top this. Morocco second. Scotland, and then Haiti. I don't think anyone's going to be confused about that. Now, Group D, USA, Australia, Paraguay, and Turkey. The U.S., bro, they've had this idea that we're trash, that we're shit, that we suck. Um, I saw our game against Senegal, bro. We played good. We play good going forward. I think we have more talent than any other team there. The only team that I think competes with us on a talent level, on people that are playing at the highest level, is Turkey. But bro, this is pissing me off right here. Whatever. Yeah, I think USA is gonna top this, man. I really think they can. They will be in front of us, the home. We are the home nation. Whatever. We are the host nation, and I think we have a talented squad. So I think USA going first, Turkey, and then it'll be a very close fight between Paraguay and Australia. But I think Australia. Actually, I think Paraguay. They will shock some people and they will get third place and they might get a place into the knockout round. I think Australia is going home early. For this group, I feel like this is a pretty simple group as well. I think I really do believe Ecuador can shock people in this tournament. They have a lot of talent. They have a lot of high profile players that are playing in Europe at the highest level, like best players in the world. Um, like Caicedo and and um, and Higapi and Mosquera or Mosquito, the one that plays for Arsenal. They've that Pice dude that the what was his name? His name started with a K and he went to Chelsea. He was supposed to be a wonder kid. They have a good team, man. Ecuador have a good team with players that play at the highest level. I think Ecuador top it. I think they're going to shock people. I think they have a chance of beating Germany as well. Germany will come second, Ivory Coast third, and then Curacao, smallest team in the tournament, going out automatically. Next group is Japan, Netherlands, Tunisia, and Sweden. Now, this is exciting to me, bro, because Japan is someone that shocked people in the last tournament. They pulled off two big upsets, and, you know, they were close to knocking Croatia out in the round of 16, but barely got knocked out in penalties. I think this is a very talented team, bro. I think it's been coming for a minute that Japan go into a tournament and really like shake the system up, bro, and really shock people. So I think Japan can top this. Then Netherlands, I think Sweden third because Sweden have a good team, and then Tunisia. Group G, I think this is the most simple group out of all of them. Belgium goes first, probably Egypt. Then I'm saying Iran and then New Zealand. Group H, Lamine Yamal will have a wonderful tournament, but he will be out for the first few games. I still think that Spain topped this, reigning Euro champions, reigning European champions. I think Spain will top this. I honestly believe Uruguay are not the same team that they once were. I saw them play against England in a friendly a few months ago, and they looked pretty fucking bad. I think Saudi Arabia. I think they can. Not I think they will shock people, bro. This is not an I think thing. Put your money on this shit. I'm telling you right now, Saudi Arabia will get second in this shit, then Uruguay, and then Cabo Verde. Group I, two-time back-to-back finalists, France. One time, they won it in 2018, but they were finalists in 2022. This is a tough group, bro. Senegal, the real AFCON champions, just because a court date 2 months later or 4 months later says something else. We all saw what happened on that pitch. Senegal beat Morocco to be African champions. So this is a tough group. France, obviously the most talented national team on the planet, just have attacking ability from everywhere, dude. They're so fucking dynamic. They're very heavy favorites going into this tournament. They will top the group. Then next, it's a tough fight between Norway and Senegal. Norway, I just think, have more talent, and I just wasn't too impressed with how I saw Senegal against the U.S. a few days ago. So I do believe Norway will get second, Senegal third, and then sorry Iraq. They've done a good job to get to this tournament. They beat Bolivia in Mexico to get to this tournament, but I do not believe they will stand a chance in this group. That's a very, very hard group right there, dude. That's a very, very rough group. Honestly, Norway and Senegal could switch spots, but that's a tough one for Iraq. Group J, the reigning champions, The reigning world champions, Argentina, are in a group with Algeria, Austria, and Jordan. I'm going to be honest, this is a clean sweep for Argentina. They will win every game. Second, who do Algeria even have? Is Mars is not still playing, is he not? I don't know. But I think Austria goes second, then Algeria. Jordan's a tiny nation. Congratulations for reaching their first World Cup, but they will not surprise anybody. Colombia, Portugal, Uzbekistan, and the Congo. Group K, bro. Now, obviously, Colombia are one of the favorites going into this tournament. I am Colombian myself, as you know. But they are obviously one of the favorites to this tournament. But Portugal are a very strong team. They have some of the best players in the world. That midfield three of Bruno Fernandes, Vitinha, and Joao Neves is fucking fire. And even though they'll have that dictator, good-for-nothing, egomaniac up front, the number 7, I still think that they will top the group. But they will lose to Colombia. They will lose to Colombia, but they will still top the group because Colombia choke on some other shit against Uzbekistan or Congo, or they draw a game here or something. But Colombia still gets second place, automatic qualification. Then third, I see Uzbekistan and then Congo. And yeah, Colombia's gonna have a good tournament, y'all. Colombia are gonna whoop Portugal's ass in the game that they play against each other. Then Group L. England, Croatia, Ghana, Panama. These are good groups, bro. These are competitive groups. People are saying that the group stage would be dead with 48 teams. There are few groups in here where I see, okay, that's automatic qualification. The rest of these are competitive games, man. Even for all the shit that England get, I do think they will top this group. Croatia, still with Luka Modric and Gvardiol, they still have so much talent. I think Ghana will come third, then Panama fourth. And here we are, man. This is my group brackets. Take a screenshot if you must. If you're going to bet money, screenshot this and put all your savings onto this shit. Obviously, I'm trolling. Don't put any more money than you would be okay with losing. Like, this is all right. I'm not trolling about making my decisions. I truly believe this with all my heart. But what I'm trolling about is putting your life savings on this shit. Don't ever put your life savings on anything. Please gamble responsibly. All right. I switched the website I was using because the last shit was buggy as shit. This is what we're using from now on. We're on NBC's shit. Thank you. And you can actually choose the third place teams that advance. So this is a lot better. I like this. I'm going to say Uruguay, Senegal, Scotland, Ivory Coast. No, actually, no. Sweden, Ivory Coast, Bosnia, Iran, and Paraguay. Alright, here we go. Alright, on to the knockout rounds. Obviously, the most important part. Here we go, man. Alright, let me move my shit. Here we go, bro. The most important part where we really get into shit. First, we are in the round of 32. Ecuador versus Bosnia and Herzegovina. Bosnia have had a great tournament. They did a lot to get this far into the World Cup. To even make it, they had to do the impossible and beat Italy, and they made it happen. But I think Ecuador just has too much for them. France versus Scotland. The Scots have also done a lot, but I think this is an obvious French win. South Korea versus Canada. Fuck, dude. I really wish the Canadians could have done better, but I just don't think the talent's there. I don't think they have a good enough team. I believe South Korea will make it to the round of 16. Japan versus Morocco. I'm telling you, this Japan team is special, bro. They're going to do crazy things. Colombia versus Croatia. World Cup finalists in 2018 against one of the most talented teams on the planet, Colombia against Croatia. I do see Colombia winning this game if it comes down to this, bro. I think Croatia are aging. Modric is older now. Gvardiol hasn't been a starter in years. I haven't heard of the nigga since like 2023, 2024, since he got sent by Mbappe and cooked by Messi in the World Cup. It's been a minute since anyone gave a shit about Croatia, so I think their golden age is coming to an end, and I think this is going to be the big indicator. Colombia will knock out Croatia in the round of 32. Spain versus Austria, easy. United States versus Sweden, this is a big test. Sweden have a good team, they have good players, but I do believe the United States has what it takes to beat Sweden, and we will make it to the round of 16. Belgium versus the Ivory Coast, Belgium wins that. Brazil versus the Netherlands, this is a hard game. This is a rough game, and the Brazilians are aching. They are hungry to prove themselves again. But the thing is, man, I've seen Brazil play, and I think that they've just gotten worse since the last World Cup, bro. Every game I've seen them play, I just haven't been impressed. I think they're a worse team, and I think Netherlands will beat them. Germany versus Norway. I think for the third World Cup in a row, Germany will be shocked and they will get knocked out by Norway. I just see it happening. I feel like Holland is coming with a different mentality, and this Norway team is very, very talented going forward, and I can see them causing an upset there. Mexico versus Senegal. I think Mexico goes through. Senegal hasn't inspired me at all. England versus Uruguay. It's a rematch from the friendly that they had a few months ago. I see England whooping their ass. Argentina versus Saudi Arabia. This is perfect for Messi. This will right the wrong that they suffered in the group stage of the World Cup 2022. I do believe Argentina will make it past Saudi Arabia. Turkey versus Egypt. Egypt's prime days are long gone. They only have Salah, and I do not see them making it past Turkey, who have a lot of talented players like Yildiz and Güler. Yeah, I think Turkey has too much for them. Switzerland versus Iran. Switzerland just too good. Portugal versus Paraguay. Portugal will whoop their ass. And then we go on to the round of 16. This is where things get tight. So Ecuador versus France. They're just too talented of a team, bro. And Ecuador will have surprised everybody. They will have impressed everybody by topping their group and beating Germany. But I think this is where it ends. France is just too damn good. Again, South Korea versus Japan. I'm guessing this is a derby for sure. They're so close to each other and they have a lot of history, politically. So I'm sure this will be a heated affair. And I believe Japan will come out on top. Too good for South Korea. Colombia versus Spain. Spain, one of the tournament favorites. Obviously, Lamine Yamal will be here. But if I had to be honest, bro, if I had to be 100%, I'm not fully convinced by the Spain team. When you look who they have on paper, bro. Defensively, they're just a bit weak, bro. And Lucho Diaz will have an absolute all-timer performance against Pedro Porro and put himself into the history books of football and the World Cup forever. Colombia will beat Spain and move on to the quarterfinals of the World Cup. Tell me I'm wrong. You can't tell me I'm wrong because it hasn't happened yet. Until it happens, you can't say I'm wrong, bitch. I'm right. It's real. Colombia beats Spain and make it to the quarterfinals of the World Cup for the first time since 2014. United States against Belgium. Belgium, I believe, is a team that has talent, but they simply fold when it really matters, bro. And KDB doesn't have the best international record of the greatest midfielders of all time. I believe the United States will beat Belgium, shock Belgium, and go into the quarterfinals for the first time since fucking who knows, bro. It'll be a big shock, bro. The United States will be in a complete fever dream over this tournament, bro. Not a fever dream, because that's a bad dream. They will be having wet dreams all over everybody. Beating Belgium, shocking everybody, bro. Netherlands versus Norway. I think Netherlands are just too talented for Norway. Norway are very strong going forward, but defensively they're just weak, and I don't think that'll hold up against the Netherlands. The Netherlands were they're very pragmatic and tactical about the way they go about things. I just don't think I don't think Norway will have what it takes to stop them. Mexico versus England. It's a tough one, bro, but I think the Mexicans' tournaments end here. They will have been proud, but the curse of the round of 16 continues for Mexico. They will not advance to the quarterfinals. England will beat them. Argentina versus Turkey. I believe this is an easy Argentina win, and you already see what I'm kind of what's happening here. And then Switzerland versus Portugal. Portugal will win. And Argentina versus Portugal. Messi versus Ronaldo for the first time ever in a World Cup. They will meet and they will play each other in the quarterfinals of a World Cup. France versus Japan. The Japanese have had a very good tournament. They shocked a lot of people by getting this far, and they put up a good fight. They really, really do. They have good chances in the first half, but France just have too much talent, and the Japanese are just overwhelmed. The Japanese go home. France defeat them 3-2. And France, once again, for the fourth time in this century, will reach the semifinal. Fourth time in the 2000s. Yeah, in this century, yeah. That doesn't really make sense in this century. Since the 2000s, since the turn of the millennium, we'll be semifinalists. Yeah. United States versus Colombia, bro. These are my two countries, bro. United States is my place of birth. Colombia is my place of culture and identity and stuff. And the United States have had a very good tournament up till now. They shocked the world by beating Belgium on home soil. They have really gotten the American public into the tournament, and it's going to be a very good game. Colombia versus the United States. But Colombia just have too much going forward. Lucho Diaz just completely cooks Serginho Dest, and James just has a playmaking wonder class. Colombia will be in the semifinal of a World Cup for the first time against France. Then in the other quarterfinal, Netherlands versus England. This is a big matchup, but I think England have they have the experience of making it to a semifinal. They've been to a semifinal 8 years ago. They've been to 2 Euros finals. They are a team that knows how to get far in tournaments. They got to the quarterfinals in the last one, and they lost to the finalists in France, and they almost beat them. So they are still one of the favorites in this tournament, and I believe England will beat Netherlands. I think it'll be a pretty simple win as well. I just don't see the Netherlands making it too far in this tournament, and England go through. And then the most exciting World Cup matchup maybe ever. This might be the most viewed sports match of all time. Maybe even more than the World Cup final 4 years ago if this does happen. This will be absolute pandemonium. The world will stop for the 90 minutes that this game is played. It'll be like a second final. Argentina versus Portugal. I'm going to give you guys a breakdown. This is exactly how the game's going to go. Portugal are going to start the game off very well. They're going to have their chances. Argentina just don't seem quite into it. Messi's not getting himself into the game. 15, 20 minutes in, Ronaldo has had a few chances, but he's missing shit, but he's still going like, yeah, he's hyped up because he feels it. He feels this is his moment where he can finally defeat Messi on his way to his first World Cup. And then halftime, it's 0-0. No team has put away their chances, but Portugal are clearly the team ahead here. And then at the halftime, Messi gives one of the greatest speeches in World Cup history. He tells his teammates the way it is. We're getting cooked out there. We're getting fucked up, guys. But remember what we're fighting for here. He doesn't even mention Ronaldo. He doesn't have to. He talks about his home nation. He talks about everything that means dearest to him. And everything changes. The second half, Argentina come out a lot better. They get their first goal. Rodrigo de Paul goes through, slides it past the keeper. Argentina go up 1-0 with 20 minutes to go. Then, what the fuck? Out of nowhere, Portugal are on the counter. Ronaldo, Leao is speeding on the left side. Ronaldo sprinting into the box. Leao crosses it. Ronaldo heads it in. Goal. Ronaldo scores his first goal in a World Cup knockout round in his career. He goes absolutely crazy. He does the loudest sweet In world history, 1-1, 15 minutes to go. Both teams are just finding their way. The game has completely descended into madness. Tactics are out of the window. Everyone's just doing whatever they can to make their country proud. 5 minutes left. Nobody's seeing the breakthrough. Then, with 2 minutes left, Ronaldo has a chance right in front of goal, bro. Right outside the box. He scored this a million times. He has it, and Dibu saves it. He saves it. And then he sees Nico Paz, who came in with 20 minutes to go. He sees Nico Paz making the run. He sends it long. Boom! Drop kicks the shit out of it. It's behind. Nico Paz sprints the corner. He cuts it back. And who do you believe is at the edge of the box? Messi! He's at the spot where he's been most effective his whole life. He scored this goal a million times. Nico Paz takes a breath, finds it to Messi's left foot. Messi takes a touch, he lines it up, and blasts it into the bottom corner. 2-1, Messi wins it at the death. Ronaldo's crying, his kids are crying. Jorginho can't believe it. She's also happy because she's Argentinian. But Messi puts the cuck in his place and forever cements himself as the greatest player of all time. Ronaldo cries on the fucking ground in the post-match interview. He cannot believe it. He calls his teammates a slur. He says Nuno Mendes is a bitch and an N-word for not getting back quick enough. And then he walks into the tunnel, descending into nothingness. And Ronaldo is forgotten forever by the sport. Messi is carried into the tunnel, and the world celebrates, for good has won once again. Argentina into the semifinal. Whew. And they have a chance to win the World Cup back-to-back, man. So do, France are also there, too. Oy, man, that was good. All right, so France versus Colombia in the first semifinal of the World Cup. You know, what are dreams made of? If you were to ask me that, I think dreams are a belief. They're made of belief, they're made of hard work, they're made of effort. And then dreams, when you put all that effort, dreams become real. That's why in this tournament, Colombia versus France in the first semifinal, Colombia will shock the world and make it to their first World Cup in history. Colombia will make it to the World Cup final. And the world will know that Colombia is not to be played with. This is one of the greatest footballing nations in the world. They've just been very unlucky. But they have the talent. They can make things happen. And they will make it. A nation will celebrate. These people that have suffered for so long, that have needed a win for so long, will finally get that in the form of football, bro. And they will make it to a World Cup. The nation will be alive the 24 hours leading up to this final. And it will be the biggest moment in Colombian football history. In the other semifinal, England versus Argentina. This is a derby. You know, a lot of history with this. You know, the 1986 World Cup and the Falkland Islands and all that, and all the history that goes back with these two nations going against each other. They played each other in the 1998 World Cup as well when Beckham got that red card. I think they played each other again in 2002 as well, if I am correct, and England knocked them out. I don't know. But yeah. I think Argentina will just be too much. And I think the reasoning I have for this is that Argentina, for as shit as they have been these past few months and leading up to the World Cup, when it comes time to really put on for their country, they have shown time and time again. I mean, they're back-to-back champions in Copa America. They're World Cup champions. They've won the last 4 tournaments that they've been a part of, if you count the Finalissima. They are winners, bro. And this is a lot of the same team. This is the same core group that won the World Cup 4 years ago. And for as shit as they've been at the club level or even together in these friendlies, when it comes time to prove and show out and represent for their nation, they answer the call, bro. And they've shown that before. They've shown that in the 2022 World Cup where McAllister and Enzo really put themselves onto the map. They weren't known as these world-class players before that tournament, but they did enough. Julian Alvarez was not world-class before that tournament. He put himself on the map. Otamendi was seen as finished long before this tournament. He showed that he still had it. Guti was not world-class before that tournament. He became world-class for that tournament. They had average left backs like Tagliafico and Acuna. Acuna's a fucking... He's a little goblin. He's a little goblin. He ran around and he's a World Cup winner, bro. And it's because this team... Dibu, he's not a world-class keeper. He's a good penalty stopper, but he's not a world-class keeper, but he made it happen. This team, this nation, when their people call upon them, they have answered that call every single time for the past 5 years. So I believe they will make it happen. So again, they will get to this World Cup final. So Colombia versus Argentina, it'll be a great game. All South American final. I don't remember the last time this has happened. It's probably been like decades since this last happened. All South American final. It's probably been 30, 40 years. Actually 50 more likely. I think. Yeah, it's been forever since something like this happened. So, Colombia versus Argentina. You know, Colombia will be the underdogs considering Colombia did lose to Argentina in the Copa America final, and plus Argentina are the reigning champions and they're just much more talented, and Colombia are not as known on the world stage in terms of football. But I believe for the first time in history, Colombia will etch themselves into football history, into World Cup history, and win their first World Cup, bro. And why do I believe this? I have this dream, and it feels like it happens every few weeks, but I've had it for the past year that I just saw Colombia winning the World Cup, bro. I really did. And I think they have the talent to do it, and I think they have the belief to do it. They have They have the things there to do it, bro. And you might say I'm dick riding because I'm Colombian. I'm not, bro. I believe this from the bottom of my heart. My Colombia will be world champions, bro. And how can you tell me I'm wrong? Nothing's happened yet. The tournament is still 9 days away. And until Colombia is eliminated from that tournament, they are world champions, bro. Until they are eliminated from that tournament, they can be world champions. Luis Diaz will etch himself into the history of the sport. He will etch himself into legendary status in Colombian, not just football history, Colombian history as a whole. He will become a legend. This will usher in a new era of Colombian football. It will put Colombian football on the map. We will put ourselves with the elite of elite that have won the tournament. The only nations that have won the World Cup have been the very, very best, bro. There's never been an upset at the World Cup. That changes this year, bro. This changes in 2 months' time. I am telling you, Colombia will be world champions. A nation will unite and will celebrate and will have something to be proud about, even though they've had plenty of struggles over their existence. But this is going to be it. Colombia will be world champions. And there's nothing you can tell me I'm wrong about it until it actually happens. I'm going to see y'all soon. Peace.